official Nintendo podcast.
Any issue on sale now? $3.99. Hello and welcome to the official Nintendo Magazine podcast number 18. I'm your host, Neil Long. I'm joined today by Deputy Editor Steve Hoggerty.
Hello.
Online Editor Tom East.
Hello.
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 Games Editor Chris Scullion.
Hello.
And Nintendo TV Overlord Gavin Murphy.
Hello.
We've got
5 people.
5 people doing it.
I don't know what to do.
I would say by popular demand, but the first comment on the last podcast was Tom has an annoying voice.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Thanks.
And if I could just paint a picture of the scene, Tom's actually sitting on Chris's lap right now, so it is lovely.
I mean, it's perks of the job, and it's a bonus that I wasn't anticipating. But
We're all sitting on each other's lap like some kind of O&M centipede.
Oh dear.
a totem pole of doom.
That's how we do our podcast now. What?
Yep.
It's just how we roll.
It's weird because we've got
fine.
we've got 4 mics, so we're all just using the one. It's really unnecessary.
Yeah.
And not a single pair of trousers between us.
Oh God. So that's
Great
a good start. Again, in response to some criticism on the forum, I can't remember who said it, but someone said just us talking about games is boring. So we're going to mix it up a bit this month. We're going to start with reader questions.
You have mail.
So, this month's cream of the reader questions, Elliot Walker asks, if you could live in any video game, what would it be? I don't know.
I would live in...
I would have passed the buck.
in Hyrule, otherwise known as the Legend of Zelda world.
Yeah.
I think I'd live in the flooded version seen in Wind Waker. I think it's just a nice place.
Really?
I do fancy using a hook shot in real life. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Especially that bit at the end or near the end of Twilight Princess when you get 2. And you're like a sort of rubbish Spider-Man going around.
It's a good way.
That's my choice.
Work. A nice alternative to the everyday commute.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hook shot onto a bus.
Yeah.
That's me anyway.
Yeah. Good.
Well, I don't like being shot at or punched by a Goomba or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'd either go for Animal Crossing, where it's all nice and peaceful.
See what you've done there.
Just chat to people.
That is pretty much the world we live in now, though.
Yeah, or FIFA 11 because I like football. I'd like to be a professional footballer. My dreams were shattered through a knee injury. Although that's not true.
A while ago? Oh,
No, and being rubbish.
Yeah, that'll do it.
In that case, my dreams are also shattered by being rubbish.
I like living in either the Silent Hill or Resident Evil world. It seems like there's always something going on.
That's true.
I don't think I'd ever be bored.
Yeah, really friendly place to live.
Yeah.
Keep
hang
you
out.
fit as well because you'd be running quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
Especially if Crimson Heads turned up.
Oh, those fools.
Yeah.
I'm probably just going to be lazy and say Mario Sunshine. Just
Yeah,
because it's
he's on
fun.
holiday.
Although those Pianta guys, I don't like them.
Wouldn't you rather
They're
be
the worst
Russian
characters in Mario history.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But sometimes it's a bit grim.
Nice to get away.
Yeah, you'd have to do a
Yeah.
lot of essentially tidying up with your with your flood.
That's true. Actually, the more I think about it, the less I want to go.
It seems like
I might just go to
hard
Silent
work.
Hill with Gav.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go to Silent Hill.
Paint the town red.
Sounds like a laugh.
It does sound like a lovely place, though, doesn't it? Silent Hill.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd like
Well,
to.
even when you walk about, like in the wee one, in Shattered Memories, you walk about and there's loads of like posters. There's like camping trips and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This is probably quite a nice place when it's daylight.
Yeah,
It's only about as long as when it gets night time. Put the shutters up.
exactly.
Job
House
done.
prices are probably quite low for that reason as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
got to think about house prices when
Oh yeah.
Jobs,
when
though.
considering
in this current-
whether to live in a fictional
Schools.
world.
You
It's
pretty much
current economy.
everyone's got to either live in the mansion or work at the police station.
They're the most dangerous place. Well, in terms of Resident Evil,
Yeah.
like the mansion and the police station and the bits with the zombies in them.
Be a bit drafty
Yeah, I
with all
suppose.
those windows being
Yeah.
broken.
I don't fancy that myself.
No.
No.
I'll be honest.
I'd like to work in some kind of gardening capacity in the mansion, maybe.
Oh, with the herbs.
Yeah, because you do whatever you want with the mazes and stuff.
I wouldn't mind living in the city from the first. No more heroes because the streets would be completely dead at all times and you would never get in a car crash. you could just bomb it at 100 miles an hour.
It's
down
true.
the street.
Yeah, no slow walking people on the tube.
God, don't.
No tourists just stopping to stand and point at a thing
I do.
right in front of you.
I do that all the time on purpose. When I see someone in a massive rush, having like a business plan, so I go stop and look at my imaginary watch. You're not getting on this train.
I properly get pushed out of the way by a guy this morning. On
Really?
the tube. And I was I actually thought for a second, will I jump off the train and risk being later than usual and attack the guy? I thought, no, I'll just wait.
See, we're not talking about
Brutal
games
assault.
here.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Therefore, it's more
Silent
interesting.
Hill.
No, it is. It was the train from Resident Evil 0.
It was. It was.
Yeah, oh, okay.
The end of it fell apart, and there's a big monster with teeth at the end.
It was the Monetary Express. Or was it Mullantry?
It's
What
from
is it?
Leighton.
From Leighton.
Voluntary.
Yeah, that's it.
Stupid name.
So I think that's that answered comprehensively.
That's the best answer we've ever given.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
this
I enjoyed all
question.
those.
Definitely. Brian from South Africa.
Jeez.
Quite mysterious. Just Brian.
Is it
No
Brian
surname.
Havana from the South African rugby team?
Possibly. He asks.
No, it's not, all right?
I didn't want to crush your dreams.
Can do an accent.
I'm not going to do an accent.
We've had to
He
have partridge.
asks, I live in South Africa and run a small website called nintendogamer.co.za. Bit of free promotion for you there.
Whoa.
I hope it's actually Nintendo stuff on there now. It's not
Yeah,
like
it's not some dodgy...
buy some children.
What have we done?
And Brian says, I buy every issue of O&M I can. Because the magazine is imported, I pay a lot for it at around R140.
Is that rand?
Presume that's their...
Yeah,
it
what's their
rand?
currency down there?
Rhinos.
Rand. Rhinos.
140 rhinos.
You're casting some terrible
Yeah.
aspersions on the people of South Africa there, Gab.
There are lots of rhinos in the
Yeah, that
African
is true.
continent,
Yeah.
now, so it's not.
So that's the equivalent of 20 quid. I was wondering, he says,
You could buy a rhino for 20 quid.
I'm never going to read this question out, am I? I was wondering, if you did not get it for free, would you guys pay £20 for the mag? I'd say no.
Yes.
We get it for free.
Yeah, but if we
your
didn't-
question is irrelevant.
But he's asking if we were your common Joe Public,
There's very
Joe
little.
Africa.
I would
we-
I would
spend
subscribe
£20.
and take advantage of the excellent deal,
Nice.
which
That's
is it brings you O&M direct to your door every month before it's in the shops. You get a copy of Monster Hunter Try,
Do you
and
live
it's
in
cheaper
South
than buying it in the
if you live
shops.
in South Africa, do you?
I wouldn't know about that.
I would.
It would probably be cheaper than £20 an issue,
Yeah.
though.
But having said that,
I think it would be cheaper than 20 quid an issue, wouldn't it?
No, I'm saying it would be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I still think £20 is very reasonable for
Yeah.
what is essentially
Respect
a
to Brian
gaming
for paying
Bible.
£20 for an
Yeah.
issue
Yeah.
of O&M.
Fair play to him.
That is
but,
dedication.
I mean, I was saying to you earlier, it's only when the price reaches like 5 digits I'll start to say, wait a minute here,
Hold on.
this is getting a bit, getting a bit.
How much are you spending on that a year?
That's a lot.
200
Do the maths? It's like
260
£240 million
£240
or something.
I reckon it'd definitely be
240
cheaper
quid.
if you subscribed from South Africa.
Yeah, it's less than 100 surely if you
Yeah,
subscribe.
we do overseas subs.
Yeah.
Have a look on our website or call. I can't reel off the number.
The website is www.myfavouriteMagazines.co.uk.
That's right. Yeah.
Neil.
Have a look around there. There, Brian.
The people who were saying
Save
that
yourself
us
some
talking
cash.
about games was boring on the forum. They're going to love this one.
With just the ins and outs of subscriber deals.
Pimping our wares.
So that's that answered, Brian. Thanks for your question. Ben Milner asks, "Hey guys." Oh, he didn't. That's not really a question.
It's not a question.
More a
it's not
statement.
Yeah.
More a greeting. I checked out www.tomswebsite.com as mentioned in the previous podcast, and one of the headings was coffee, Red Bull, or 5-hour energy. So my question to you is that if you had to choose a random heading for a Nintendo related website, what would it be? I don't know. Has anyone thought this
don't
through?
ask me.
I thought his question was going to be coffee, Red Bull, or 5-hour energy.
Yeah,
Personally, Red Bull.
I'd go
Red
for
Bull.
a coffee myself.
I don't
Coffee?
drink coffee.
Red Bull.
It did actually
I'll
take
be
me
coffee.
a while
Coffee?
to realise that he actually typed that in and was looking for official Nintendo magazine.co.uk. being a bit slow.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with this Tom's website? Was that because I wasn't here last time? Did someone mention Tom's
But we can't tell you
website?
about it then. If you win, you
Yeah,
can show up.
right.
What do you
should
listen to the
have-
podcast?
You should have
Slack
listened and made notes.
Maybe I did, and I was just asking that for the sake of reminding our readers.
Yeah,
in a
what
coy way
happened was, I think we
over-
referred to our website as Tom's website.
Yeah.
And then someone wisely said Tom's
Someone-
website.com.
Yeah.
He's
Some
either,
joker.
He's either being clever or
Yeah.
a bit daft.
So what
He's
is he
kinda-
asking
he's
here?
kinda
I'm not
lucky.
really
I guess,
sure.
Tom, as you
I
write
should
headlines,
answer it. Shall we just say Mario, Pokemon, Zelda? There you go.
Yeah.
No, he says a random heading, so
it'll be
That is
Surely
a
that
random
means
heading.
biscuits,
Yeah.
top hats, and dinosaurs.
There you go.
is your camel in the top 5% of its class? That's be a random heading.
There you go.
That's good.
Okay.
I like those.
Comprehensively answered again. Thanks, Ben. The next question is from a person who is definitely called Banana Meringue.
That's quite clever, actually.
Banana
No, it is because
meringue.
bananas are shaped like boomerangs.
Oh, yeah, it is. I take
Yeah.
back what I
Having
take back
that
what I
back.
said. Yeah.
Having that.
Chuck a banana though, it's not going to come back to you, is it? It's just going
Well.
to make a mess.
Depends who you chuck it at.
I've never chucked a boomerang and it's come back.
What?
I've
No, me
never
neither.
chucked a boomerang.
You're doing it
and it's
wrong.
come back.
You,
It
yeah,
says
you
in
are
the
doing
wrist.
it wrong.
It
Really?
says in the
I've
wrist.
never chucked a banana.
I've
No?
chucked a banana. Oh,
Tom, you never lived. You never lived.
Oh, I've done it all right.
I've chucked some bananas in my
I've
time.
chucked me a banana fine.
Really?
Don't get me started on bananas.
Has anyone here chucked a boomerang and had it successfully returned?
No.
I've had
Yeah.
it like turn
Yeah?
90 degrees. and then-
Serious?
Yeah,
Well, like to a complete right angle.
You can't.
like a Tron light cycle.
You have to put a bit of effort in. It doesn't just. You have to you can't just stand there on
It's
the
not-
spot and go
It's not magic.
That's what I've gone wrong.
pluck it out of the air.
That's what I've gone wrong. Spiking it straight into the ground.
Yeah.
I wonder why
That
it
one
would
never
turn.
comes back, and it's from Australia.
Really?
No.
Really?
Maybe if you attach like a pigeon to it and throw it, then it will return. If
Yeah.
it's a homing pigeon.
It's worth a go.
That's a good idea.
Try it
I'm on it.
yourselves, kids. What he asks, what game would you most like to be announced for the 3DS, apart from a 3D DuckTales?
All the old Resident Evil games. They can remake those again.
We've already
Okay.
got 2 Resident Evil. Don't be greedy.
No, look, they seem to.
We've already got Mercenaries and
Seem
Revelations.
to have no problem just flogging Resident Evil.
They do. They do pump out those Resident Evil games, don't they?
iPhone, DS.
Yeah.
I'm redoing them. Yeah,
They did that for Wii, didn't they?
I'd play
Yeah.
them all again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although
Did
they
you, play
didn't.
them all, did you play them again on Wii?
Oh, they did. Well, I played Zero, but then the first one didn't it not get a release over here or something, or did it?
Yeah, I thought it
It
did.
did, yeah.
It did.
Resident Evil Archives,
Ah.
Yeah.
I believe
right.
it was called.
Yeah, those then.
More Resident
3D,
Evil.
yes, yeah, more. I'd play
Okay.
them again in 3D. It'd be awesome as long as
Yeah.
they went through them and did something good with them rather than just porting them straight
Yeah,
over.
if they did to Resident Evil 2 what they did to Resident Evil 1, gave it like a proper remake with
Yeah.
new graphics,
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
well up for that.
Mm.
I'd be pumped.
2 used to be my favourite until 4 came out.
Yeah, 2's still my favourite.
What
So
would
there.
be your choice, Chris?
I don't know, probably some sort of GameCube thing. It's not. Oh, I was saying to Tom earlier that
It
Star
can be
Wars.
anything.
No, Star Wars Rogue Squadron was it? When it was
Leader.
launched with the Rogue Leader. When it launched with the GameCube, that was amazing. That in 3D,
Yeah, that was good.
going through the Death Star tunnel thing.
Good stuff.
That was
Rock
good.
my socks and
Yeah,
my
yeah.
frock if I wore one.
Yeah, we were also talking about Mario Sunshine because obviously Miyamoto said it would be easier to play games on 3DS and judge the jump distances and Sunshine when you're going up in the air with your FLUDD. It would make it a lot easier to do the landing.
Yeah, I think there's got to be some sort of Mario game in the works there.
It's going to be
We've had Galaxy 2.
I want Galaxy.
They keep saying how, or Mr. Miyamoto keeps saying how much easier it is to judge distance in 3D platformers on 3DS. It's got to be on the way, isn't it?
It's going to be Super
Surely.
Mario horseshoe throwing,
Yeah.
so you can
There you
judge
go.
distances quite easily.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be amazing.
For the sake,
You never know. By the time you actually listen to this, they might have announced a load of stuff in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
making everything we're saying irrelevant.
May as well just stop listening now. Goodbye.
What about you, Steve?
Iwata mentioned that the GameCube was 3D. It's got 3D hardware in there already, and he said that they had a functioning 3D version of Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that on 3DS. I think
Really?
that'd be amazing. I can't stop thinking about the ghosts popping out of the screen.
Luigi's Mansion
I'm judged
comes
by
up
your
so
tone,
often.
you would.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Of all the games,
No, it's brilliant. I'd love that too.
Yep.
of all the games possible to come out, you're plumping for Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it's incredible. It's a brilliant game. I loved it. I loved it because Luigi whistles along with the theme tune, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah, that's the best
Amazing.
thing about it.
That's okay. Each to their own. I'm not going to contribute. I'm just going to continue.
If you want
I'd love if Nintendo eventually say, "Here comes Luigi Mansion 2," and then everywhere in the world, you just hear Neil going,
Of all the games, Nintendo.
Yeah, you should
Come
storm
on.
the stage and go, "Of all the games."
just upend the
I hate you.
just grab the microphone,
Punch Reggie in the face.
properly
Take that.
kick Miyamoto in the pelvis and just like upend the pulpit. See you later.
It's interesting though
I
that
resign.
we have carte blanche to just come up with any original game idea that you want to see on 3DS, and we've all named remakes. Of that.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
make
true,
games.
actually. Imagine it doesn't say what remake.
If I
Could be
made
any
games,
game
I
in the
could come up with
concept.
an original idea, but I don't.
Any concept, any game universe, anything.
I want to make a game
A game that no one's ever seen before.
called London.
Yeah.
Using,
Miyamoto
somehow
did that.
using augmented reality or
I want a game where
Something.
you leave a house and you've got to get to work via London's transport without murdering someone. It'd be like the opposite of
it's a
Grand
game
Theft
we
Auto.
play
I
every
assume
morning.
you've done that every day. You've
Yeah.
succeeded.
Yeah, but I would like to.
Scary.
I would like to do it in the comfort of my own home,
Well-
so I can feel frustrated in comfort.
We'll know you've failed at that game when
I
I
don't
get a
come in
call
one
from
day.
the police
Yeah.
one morning.
I would assume that call would be started with "hello, hello, hello," as they all do.
Obviously, that's how Cockney policemen begin.
If you did kill
Caught
someone,
phone calls about murder.
I'd be your alibi. I'd say
Yeah.
I was with you.
I say I was with Gav.
Yeah.
You'd obviously be rumbled though.
Because they listen to this podcast.
If you're going to do a murder on the tube, there's going to be a few people about.
Yeah,
I'll just say the police know.
You've not thought it
you
through.
haven't thought it through, Chris.
I'll say the police. I was with Gav, properly not murdering people. They'll be like,
I'm
okay.
Definitely
90%
not.
certain I didn't murder anyone.
Well, he checks out. Sorry to waste your time, son.
Next question.
So that's 3DS games answered. Joey Fishguts asked.
Little Joey Fizzgut.
Little Joey out.
Joey Fishguts.
His guts. Yeah.
I wonder how he got that nickname.
I bet that's not his real name.
Really?
If it is, I'm
The
sorry.
Fishguts
Imagine
family
if it was.
actually own a large
Fishguts
part of
family.
Herefordshire. They're landed gentry. Going back to the 1700s.
I thought they'd live by the sea.
The Fishguts
so,
dynasty.
Yeah, I know them well.
Yeah. Joey asks, if you could have celebrities acting as Nintendo characters in a film, who would you have?
Right, who'd play Link? Owen Wilson.
He's
Yeah.
too, Owen Wilson has a very unusual nose. I wouldn't
Does
be
Link-
happy
So
with
does
that.
Link.
So does
He's
Link.
got quite a
Well, he's got a triangular
Elvis.
nose.
He's got a
Isn't
pointy
it?
nose.
yeah.
Orlando Bloom.
That's
Yeah.
who it's Link.
That's boring.
He
though.
could be Link.
I would just make it a lot.
He's pretty much been Link, isn't he? So-
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I reckon we go left field. They say Ving Rhames.
How about Samuel L. Jackson?
He's in everything. He could be in it.
He plays
He'd be good as
all the
Link.
characters.
Christina Hendricks as Samus. That'd be awesome.
Who's that
Yeah,
again?
The red-headed, buxom lady from
she's
Mad Men.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in like a video for the Broken Bells music video, and she's like wearing spacesuits and stuff.
No,
Yeah.
Samus should be that
You'll have to look that up.
that,
Yeah, it's good.
that woman from Zoolander who's Ben Stiller's wife in real life.
Her.
She
Who's
should
that?
be
I hate her
Samus.
face though.
Yeah, but
How about that woman
Samus
who was Samus in those American TV ads? Is that too obvious?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's pretty hot.
Too obvious and boring.
Who's
I would
the bloke
say
in the Big Lebowski with the moustache and the hat.
Jeff Bridges.
No, you know the man at the bar. He was also
Oh, the cowboy guy.
Yeah, that guy.
yeah, Mario's dad.
Yeah.
I'd say
That'd be
Colin Firth as Mr. Game & Watch.
Perfect.
That's a good
And
one.
you get
What
Clive,
about Kirby?
Clive Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kirby could be
around.
the
Joe Pesci.
Jack Black. Joe Pesci.
Yeah, no. Danny
think-
DeVito.
No, Joe Pesci's Mario.
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Pesci would be
Yeah.
perfect as Mario.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro as Luigi. They're back.
No, Pacino, De Niro and Pacino as Mario and Luigi.
That'd be
hey, you!
Adrian Brody. Adrian Brody is Luigi.
Oh, listen, that's good. Get on it.
I think get back John Leguizamo though. I think he had a rough
come
ride
on.
the first time round
He was poor.
as Luigi. No, he was good, man.
Would you bring back
Glug,
thingy as
glug,
well?
glug.
Would you bring back Hoskins
No.
as Mario?
No.
Yeah.
Hoskins,
Come on,
Super
give him a-
Mario.
Who was
Dennis
who was
Hopper.
Bowser?
Dennis Hopper, the late Dennis Hopper.
He's going to be tricky to bring back.
Yeah.
Jamie Redknapp as Mario. Because once you be Bowser, once you be Bowser, you never forget.
Never forget that moment. Never forget that moment. What an idiot.
Portman,
But that's
Natalie
just-
Portman as
As
Peach.
Peach.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be
No,
quite good.
she needs to
Pretty
be
good.
blonde.
Yeah.
Johansson
She's played blonde. so
Scarlett
far.
Johansson.
or Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
No,
I'll be up for that.
Kirsten Dunst's face looks like it's exploding on itself.
no, I will fight you to the death on that, my good man.
That's a very hard thing. Kirsten Dunst is a very attractive lady.
She is.
I wouldn't say her face was imploding.
I'd love to
very
introduce
strong.
her to the family.
And I bet...
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I bet she's listening and very upset about that comment. Gav.
Sorry,
I think you should apologise.
Sorry, Dunsto.
Kirsten Dunst is a regular listener of the O&M podcast.
Yeah.
That's basically
She's
a
here
fact.
now.
Yeah. Hey guys,
She's our
I
guest.
disapprove. See,
Thanks,
Yeah.
Kirsten.
no problem.
So there you go, Joey Fishguts.
I like that question a lot.
Yeah, that's
Um,
good.
I
I like
think we could have riffed on that for another 20 minutes. But
Yeah, Joey, if you could get in touch and tell us exactly how you got that name, that would be lovely. We'd be happy to explain.
I think it might be a story that's not worth repeating on
really,
a podcast.
maybe
It
he's
might be
just
quite long.
he just enjoys the
Fish.
company of
Gutting
fish
fish.
guts.
Don't we all?
Maybe he likes eating fish. So
Yeah.
he's got a lot of
But not so much the guts.
He sounds
Guts.
like a 1920s
No one likes eating the
gangster.
guts.
Yeah.
Joey Fish
Joey Fish Guts. I bet he's a fisherman and he gathers fish and eats them, cooks them, but obviously removes the guts before
Yeah.
eating them. So, but he doesn't know how to dispose of them. So he's basically got fridges and fridges full of guts.
Yeah.
And his friends and family call him Joey Fish Guts, and he's adopted that moniker because he likes it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the reason for that. If you have topics you want us to discuss, email us at onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading podcast question. And now it's the competition. Last month's competition was the slightly unusual task of drawing us as wizards.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. The month I'm away, that's a really good idea for a podcast. Let's look
difficult.
at drawings.
show
Difficult
them
to
the
convey how good drawings are through the medium of sound.
Well, basically, I've gathered the 3 best ones.
I think to best encapsulate how these drawings have come out would be if, Chris, you could make a noise that represents each
love
of
to.
these drawings.
I'd love to.
So in third place,
Really good.
Chris has
The third place is Jake Murray, who has decided to draw us as various gaming characters, but who all happen to be wizards. So fair
right?
play to
And
them.
who's Kamek is
Kamek is Gav.
Gav. Okay.
Wizrobe is Tom.
Wizrobe was
Yep.
who's
Oh,
what's
everyone,
that?
everyone knows Wizrobe. Let's not go any further into it. I'm Harry Potter apparently.
Okay,
Neil is Cacletta,
of course.
Mario
yes.
Luigi,
Yep.
and Tom is Steve. Sorry, is Nightmare. Tom's.
we'll post them on
Tom's
the
version.
forum or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will to make
So
it
you
easier.
can have a look at them.
I've always wanted to see myself as Mark Lamar. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that has happened. So yeah,
That's very good.
So my noise for that would be
Very good. And as these drawings demonstrate, it's quite easy to draw a picture of Gav because of the distinguishing features:
Both
beard,
the ones,
glasses,
yeah. That's it.
hair.
It's awesome.
Is that me?
I'm assuming
quite
this is
good.
you. The
Oh,
second,
yeah, although you say that, but the person who's done this one has gone for.
it's gone. I'm assuming this is
That's
from
really good.
Second of some-
Olawale
Olawale
Aina.
Aina is drawn Tom Weasley, and I'm assuming it's Tom as Tom Weasley
Yeah,
because that was the point. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But
it's very
yeah,
good.
it's very good.
Very,
indeed.
very good.
And it was done on New Year's Day as well.
It was
Yeah.
done on New Year's Day. It's the first thing Olawale did in 2011.
Olawale sent in that
New Year's
Pokemon
resolution.
song a while back. I don't know if you remember that one.
Oh yeah,
So thanks, Olawale.
very awesome.
So what's your noise for that?
The noise for that is. It's slightly,
similar
slightly
Very
no,
sensitive.
no. The
it's
first one. The first one was.
Slightly more interested.
The first one was. And this was.
No.
It's,
If you rewind, the
it's more
first one
pet.
wasn't like that.
It wasn't quite that high. I've
No.
exaggerated
Alright.
for comic effect.
But the winner,
is-
he's amazing, Jamie Reed,
Yeah.
quickly becoming the in-house O&M artist.
Yeah,
man.
he did that awesome drawing, didn't he?
Yeah,
the
for
montage.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
She's
Jamie.
basically done this montage scene of a kind of group shot of all of us, and pretty much covered all the bases. Yes, we're all doing our various magic tricks. Steve has made Fred disappear, and there remains a rather macabrely sitting on the table.
Just laughing at Fred's ashes.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite unpleasant.
It is. It's actually grotesque, but fair enough. You also get the Dragon Quest.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
nice touches in
It
there.
is brilliant. 'cause
Very
he's
good.
got, he's actually made my beard look better than it actually is. It joins up.
It looks like an action man
it's
beard.
again-
I'm quite pleased with that.
It's a kind of Simon Bramble beard. It's a Bramble-esque beard, which
Yeah.
do you think?
Yeah.
It's a good beard.
He's also got me in a
Strong beard.
V-neck and shirt. It's great
Yeah.
attention to detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's also got me transformed into Scrooge McDuck, which has always been my dream. So for that reason alone, I'm
And
happy.
once again, incredibly accurate picture of Why is it so
It's
easy to draw
good,
you?
yeah. I look like I'm having a whale of a time with that picture as well.
It's fine because Gav's magic trick, we're all doing magic tricks, and Gav's magic trick is to get a newspaper that says in front of it, Nintendo TV rules the world.
Well, I assume
which
that
anyone
means-
could really do.
No, I assume that,
but he seems delighted.
I didn't make that newspaper. That newspaper just exists because I now rule the world.
Oh, really? So you didn't even.
Well, I hope
Well,
in
you say
this
that.
drawing that my character has that kind of foresight. But I mean, I can't be sure.
That's open
And,
to
uh,
debate.
A magic
He's
trick
also-
is to falsify news headlines.
Is this one like Time Man of the Year?
You should draw another photo like 3 months from now where you're in court, like really distressed, having like totally libelled everyone.
Yeah. That's
So
good.
look forward to that.
Brilliant.
Well done, Jamie. Thanks very much.
That's very cool.
What is this month's competition? What is it? We're giving away Doctor Who's Sonic Screwdriver Wii Remote thing, which was very popular on our website. wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it's
very
actually
cool.
really good.
It is,
Yeah.
it is genuinely good, as long as you don't want to plug it in a guitar because it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
As long as you don't want to play the Doctor.
Yeah, so you don't play the game
Yeah,
with it.
Not because
Yeah,
the
definitely
remote's
don't do
bad,
that.
but because the game is.
Yeah.
The remote is a fully functioning Wii remote with USB charging capabilities.
It's also a fully functioning sonic screwdriver,
It is, yeah,
which can
that's true.
unlock any mechanical door lock.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
That's not true. It will not do that.
Does light up though,
It doesn't light up.
doesn't light up.
It doesn't light up.
It's got
doesn't it?
no, it lights up in that it's got the player lights at the bottom.
Oh.
That's your whack.
That technically lights up.
Yeah, that's true, but even so,
What's that noise?
So there's that, and a GTA Chinatown Wars T-shirt,
medium
as
size,
well.
I believe.
Yeah, and what
So
are we
if you're a
asking?
big one, you might not be able
No,
to
you
fit
can
in
stretch it, I guess.
it. Really?
What we'd like you to do is send us your own versions of the Doctor Who theme, preferably with lyrics.
Battle and Eminem.
Yeah,
I want a death metal version.
yeah.
That would be good.
I'd like a lounge jazz version of the
I would
Doctor
like
Who
an-
theme, if possible.
An a cappella vocals only reggae version.
Yeah.
Please.
Either
Anyone
that,
else?
happy hardcore version.
That
How
would be
about
brilliant.
that?
That
I'd
would
like
be
a,
amazing.
Proper early '90s jungle version.
Yeah.
I like a crazy J-pop version.
That'd be really good. So if you could record those, please, and then send them into onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading Podcast 18 Competition, that would be marvellous. And we'll send you some free stuff. And now we're going to actually talk about what's in the magazine this month. It's what we've been playing. Action, adventure, platformer, role-playing game. Every genre. Action, adventure, platformer, role-playing game. Okay, so this month's magazine is an incredible split run, as we call it in the trade, on Pokemon Black and White.
What exactly does split run mean, Neil?
It means
no
we
idea what that
split the print run between two things. It's self-explanatory, really. This month you can choose from at your local WH Smith, Tesco's. Other newsagents are available. You can choose from a Pokemon White package and a Pokemon Black package.
That's incredible.
Or if you're really feeling the Pokemon vibe, you can buy both and collect them all.
Gotta
See
catch
what we've
them
done
all.
there?
Nice.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
Like the song.
Yeah.
And the magazine may or may not be different inside, depending on which one you buy. It's not.
It's
identical.
It's
same
identical.
thing. It's
I do like
different
that
covers.
the black Pokemon is on the white version, and the
Yeah.
white version has the black. No, hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going.
Right.
Yeah.
It's every now and again, I
sweets.
look at it and go, "Oh God, have we made a mistake?" But we haven't. That's,
a nice-
that's
it's a nice-
definitely how.
We're just clever.
It's a nice balance.
That's
You
definitely
buy
how
the
they've
white
done it.
game, get the black one. Get
Do you remember
the
those
black
sweets vice verses? They were like,
one. Oh yeah, they were good.
If you had a white Pokemon
was
with a
awesome.
white
They
box,
were really nice.
It would. Yeah,
It
it
would-
wouldn't
yeah,
be very.
it
it wouldn't have very
wouldn't
good.
stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is quite clever. It's a sort of yin yang.
Yeah.
That should be balancing
So
everything.
the whole issue is kind of based around a brilliant interview that one of our writers did. They had they're not actually here at the moment, so I'm gonna have to sort of talk on their behalf. But they went to Japan for a very, very, very rare visit to Game Freak in Tokyo, and had what, as far as I'm aware, is a world exclusive interview with the makers of Pokemon Black and White. Within the interview, it's lots of very interesting stuff. I don't want to ruin it because obviously you have to buy the magazine, £3.99.
It's affordable.
Wow.
Yep, as an amazing 10 pages on the inside track on Pokemon Black and White. As a result of reading this, I broke my lifelong
Neck.
indifference to Pokemon and started playing Heart Gold over Christmas.
Thoughts?
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, you keep showing up in the
genuine-
office with your Pokemon.
I've got my Pokewalker on me right now.
You genuinely love it. This is
Who you
awesome.
got
on it?
This is
Yeah.
a proper conversion.
Yeah, I did find the first couple of hours slightly hard going.
You had a Geodude on there last time.
I saw a hoot.
Yeah,
hoot.
I've got a Stantler on there. I don't know if you can see
Oh,
that.
he's gone up in the
Standby.
world. He's gone up in the world.
Yeah,
What's he up to?
Does it have Astonish?
I don't know actually.
Because I don't care if it does.
If it doesn't get it out of my sight.
I don't know if you can hear that. That's my Pokewalker there, making the noise and that.
They grow up so fast.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I've showed it to some friends of mine who laughed in my face. But I don't think there's anything
So
wrong
what?
with a
Joke's on
28-year-old
them.
man enjoying a video game.
The joke's on
course
them.
not.
Yeah, exactly.
And how
This
are
is
you-
what it then caused arguments wherein I just said you're missing out on a brilliant game. I think I'm about
tables of turns.
I think I'm about 20 hours in.
That's awesome.
yeah.
though.
How many
Yeah.
have you got?
Not many.
That's how
I've
it
been
goes,
sort of
isn't it?
going through the. I've been sort of just concentrating on getting the badges. So within my busy schedule, there's not been too much time to trade. You offered a couple of
Yeah.
level 100 Pokemon, but I thought.
Yeah, I'll chuck you a couple of if you
Well,
want.
I thought that might ruin it if I've just got one really powerful
So,
Pokemon.
Would you be able to control them though? Because you can't control Pokemon that are too high a level above you.
You could, but
That's
it's
true.
it's kind of random. So you can
Yeah.
you can kind of say it, do this, and sometimes it'll do it, and sometimes it'll go away and
Who-
raffle your donut, as I believe
Yeah.
they say. I mean,
I'm a level 100 Charizard. Who are you to tell
Yeah.
me what to
who are
do?
you,
Yeah.
Ash?
Exactly. One thing that I'm really excited about with Black and White is the variety. There's seems to be a greater variety of sort of environments to walk around in.
There's a difference between Black and White in that isn't it the area in which you can access the original Pokemon? In the White version, it's a forest, and the Black version, it's a city.
There's Black
White-
City and White Forest.
Yeah, that's right.
That's quite a good difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
Shame it's
struggle
not
to
Black
say
Forest.
which one I'd buy, but I
Forest,
think
yeah.
Black City.
And White City.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I
it should,
think
it should
Chose
be.
Black City.
Yeah, if it had been Black Forest, like there'd be a whole horde of Gato puns.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
You're
And
going,
White
bud.
City
You're
could have
really
the,
getting it.
the
Absolutely
BBC studios.
devastated. Devastated.
What I like about that feature as well is the the box arts, the lesson 1, lesson 2 stuff, where they talk about specific aspects of development. I really like the one about creating the music for it, because it's that battle music that you hear thousands of times when you play the game, and it just never gets old.
Yeah.
He talks about how you make something that you just don't get tired of immediately.
Yeah.
Which I always thought would be something to do with keeping it quite lo-fi and ambient. But he says you just have to have just make it crazy music that just goes up and down, and there's little bits and stuff. And I found that very interesting.
Yeah.
Tell you one of the cleverest things about Pokemon that no one ever talks about. One of the options that you can change, swap the A button and the L button over, so the L button works as the A button. So that when you're in the tube and you're holding on to, I think, like a kind of a banister thing in the tube. I'm now raising my right arm to demonstrate.
Talk in this podcast.
I know, but this takes up too much of my life. So, like, if you're in the tube and one arm is holding on to some sort of rail, you can still play Pokemon using your thumb on the D-pad and your finger on the L button as the A button. And you can play it one-handed. One-handed Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's the future.
There's some interesting stuff in there about how they named and designed the cover stars, which are called Reshiram and Zekrom.
Correct.
Even down to the name.
Yeah.
The Japanese names have the word a sort of a syllable of black and white in them. If that's not too weird an explanation.
Yeah, they all seem to have
very
meanings.
Yeah, they the feature really gets across how much detail and how much thought goes into the creation of the Pokemon.
They went on a field trip to a zoo, didn't they? To get inspiration for new Pokemon.
Yeah.
Look at Pikachu.
That's awesome.
I suggest we do that
They
a
get
bit later this
Woobat
week.
from that.
Yeah. So it's really interesting cover feature. One of the best we've ever done, I think, and a proper world exclusive. Within other parts of the magazine, there's a fair bit of reviews, all of which were reviewed by you, Christopher Scullion.
Yeah.
Kirby's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for people to jump in during these reviews so that it's not a me fest. But yeah, Kirby's really good. It's one of the easiest games you'll ever play. But it doesn't really matter because it's like, awesome from start to finish. And I mean, there is a way to kind of add more of a challenge. Like if you want to, the more jewels and stuff you collect in each level, you build up a gauge at the top of the screen. And if the gauge fills up when you finish the level, then you get like a gold medal and extra stuff to unlock, which can be difficult in later levels because when you take a hit, although it's kind of more or less impossible to die, when you take a hit you lose all your jewels, or a big chunk of the jewels. So it does add a bit of a challenge, but it's an easy game. But
I played it very briefly. I've watched someone play it quite a lot as well. It's I just love the animations, and it's always surprising when Kirby turns into something new. Like there's a bit where he's a dolphin and stuff like that, and there's a bit we've all seen where he turns into a tank and stuff like that. So it's always really surprising.
It is brilliant. It's one of the best looking games I've ever seen.
It's like it's
genuinely awesome.
It's one of the few games where there's times I was sitting on my own playing it, and even though there's nobody there, and you do something fun, you go, and you kind of go, actually, I just realised there's nobody here.
So many nice little touches where you go, no, like that.
Exactly,
it's brilliant.
It's really really good, and even co-op. I've been playing co-op, and it's. I would say the co-op was almost maybe better than Super Mario Bros. Because it doesn't have that frustration. And you know, like when you want to pick someone up in Super Mario Bros. You've got to run over them, hold the one button and shake the remote. And like we can do it, but if you're playing with someone who doesn't play games a lot, it's just such a nightmare trying to get them to do it. And Kirby, you just press the one button and he flicks out like a bit of thread to grab onto things. So like the person I was playing it with was just like having more fun, just grabbing me all the time and chucking me out of the way. So it's like they kind of get more. It's more of an equal like pegging.
I think the co-op in Kirby's better than the co-op in Donkey Kong, certainly. I think because it's an easier game, it's just a bit more relaxed, a bit more fun to play.
Yeah, you can mess about with it. And
do you think the difficulty level will put anyone off? Can you imagine that people will be a bit annoyed that they can? How long does it?
It definitely will. I mean, if you're just running through it and not bothering with collecting all the gems and stuff, you could probably blitz it in 4 or 5 hours, and you'll get people saying, "Oh, that's outrageous. That's blah blah blah." But I would say it takes about 12-13 hours if you're doing it properly and getting all the stuff and like properly cleaning the game out. And I don't think games need to be difficult to be. You do. There are a lot of people like that complained about New Super Mario Bros. Saying this game is far too easy. It's like, well, yeah, it was if you blitzed through it, but if you collected all the star coins and then did the secret world at the end and all that.
I mean, there are people who will blitz through games just so they can go, I finished it first, and all that.
Which
that
sort
of
of
thing, which sort of defeats
takes
the
the fun out of video games in general, doesn't it?
I mean, for example, it'd be really easy to complete the Professor Layton games really, really quickly if you just use hint coins all the time, considering how quickly it spits them out, but you wouldn't have much fun doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, if someone wants a game to be so difficult, like, if someone thinks New Super Mario Bros. Collecting all the coins, doing all the worlds is still easy, then tough because they shouldn't make games harder than that because people should actually be able to finish them.
Yeah.
There's no point making a game that 1% of the people who play it will get to the end of it.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, that was one thing that we said about Donkey Kong Country Returns, wasn't it? It's not, we just gave up.
I'm still annoyed about it
because it's just so hard.
Still angry.
But I mean,
I finished that game.
You finished it?
Did you?
yeah, I didn't finish it. 'Cause I went on something else.
I went back to Galaxy 2
Tantrum.
over Christmas
Yeah.
Still awesome.
after being furious about Donkey Kong. Still brilliant, by the way,
Yeah.
Galaxy 2.
It is, yeah.
And quite rightly, your game of the year in the Reader Awards, but you'll have to read the magazine about all that stuff. The second, will we say it is definitely the second best reviewed title in this issue is Mario vs. DK,
Yeah, definitely. It's if you
which no one buys.
No, well,
It's a bit of a
exactly.
tragedy, isn't it?
It's a bit pointless that we're even talking about it, but no, it's good. If you've played any of the other ones, then you're among about 20 people. But it's kind of like Lemmings,
really
old
good.
Amiga classic Lemmings, where you're in charge of these kind of Clockwork Marios and you've got to get them to an exit
Yeah.
while avoiding obstacles and the like. And it's good. It's It's easy enough that you can finish a level without too much hassle, but difficult enough that if you want to again finish each level with a gold medal,
Yeah.
you'll properly be
Yeah.
ripping your hair out to try and do it.
And it's got that level creator on it as well. You can make your own levels and share them online,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
And it's got some pretty cool boss battles as well, which feel like old Donkey Kong games, where Donkey Kong's at the top throwing barrels again, and you've still got to guide the minis to the top while pulling
Yeah.
the switches and stuff. It's properly awesome. But again, I don't expect it to sell a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo are getting behind it a little bit more than previously, especially with Sports Mix on the way. I think they seem to be talking a lot about Mario in general.
Yeah.
Sports Mix, less good.
Sports Mix is less good.
It's okay.
It's alright.
As a multiplayer
Yeah.
sort of fun party game.
It's the kind it gets good after about 4 or 5 hours worth, but that's just unnecessary when you're doing it. When you want to unlock all the players, all the hidden characters, you need to start through it from the easiest difficulty level.
Yeah.
And it's not just easy; it's like insulting.
Really?
Where it's like I played the basketball one. I think I won my first game something like 120 nothing. It's just there's not even a hint of a challenge there. So you spend a good 4 or 5 hours, and you've got to do that with all 4 sports, and you've got to unlock the characters over and over again for the 4 sports.
What are the 4 sports?
Basketball, volleyball, dodgeball, and
Ice hockey.
ice hockey. And it is, once it gets difficult, or obviously if you're playing multiplayer online, it is a good laugh. There's each court has got different obstacles and stuff that get in the way, and it makes it all different, and it's fun. It's just if you're playing it on your own, which obviously isn't the point of it, I suppose, but you will need to unlock all the characters. It's such a grind. It's probably 5 to 8 hours of just dullness until you get to the good bit.
So yeah, don't bother single player, multiplayer.
Yeah,
Fill your boots.
as long as you don't mind not unlocking Final Fantasy characters and slime from Dragon Quest. Tom doesn't mind, so Tom's alright.
Yeah, and not well. Obviously, due to the time of year, it is not a great month for reviews. But 2 90% plus games there. It's better than most Januaries.
Yeah, exactly.
The other, one of my favourite things about this issue is the Donkey Kong feature, which you put together, Chris.
Yep.
There's some frankly amazing facts in here. The one about the boat. There's a guy. Let me look it up. So that when the original Donkey Kong became successful,
Yep.
Universal sued Nintendo, claiming if it was a rip-off of King Kong. Lawyer John Kirby
Awesome.
showed Universal had claimed King Kong was public domain in the past, so Nintendo won. To say thanks, Kirby was given a boat named Donkey Kong and exclusive rights to the name Donkey Kong for sailboats.
Wow.
No one else is allowed to call their boat Donkey Kong.
except for
I
this
love
one.
that.
And there was also rumours that Kirby was then named after
Yeah.
him, but that's never been confirmed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
So that and many other awesome facts about Donkey Kong.
So if you buy a boat,
If you buy a
In that
boat, you
feature.
next month with your
cannot
Do
call
not
it.
call it Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I buy a few boats in my wages every
buy a
month.
yacht.
And you got to rig him up.
Mr. Kirby would be furious.
Like, oh my boat, dog, no.
Certainly cannot.
What about Funky?
You could call
Funky
it Funky Kong, surely.
Yeah.
Unless he's been given rights to the entire Kong family.
In fairness, the
Yeah,
dude's
who
a
knows?
lawyer as well, so it's probably best not to mess with him.
Yeah.
Try and get one over on Kirby.
Listen, send him over. I'll sort him out. We'll all have Donkey Kong boats by the end of June.
Have a canoe. That'll be.
A canoe, yeah. A canoe called Funky's Flights.
Awesome. So that's the magazine on sale now. Pokemon Black and White is cover star. There's also one of our best ever free gifts with it, a Mario mouse map,
That is amazing.
Brilliant.
which is genuinely awesome. I'm really pleased that we were able to do those. £3.99. A thing that you don't have to pay £3.99 for. Oh, segue.
Nice.
Segways are quite expensive, actually.
Nintendo TV, Gav.
Yeah, we've got loads of stuff going on this month. You
Yeah.
know, it's a quiet month. We've sort of changed up a little bit, and sort of the format is changing slightly. So we're sort of taking a more sort of news angle and doing smaller features and things.
Yeah.
But we're still going to be doing a couple of specials. The 3DS special coming next week,
That is exciting.
which should be awesome.
Yeah.
because they're flying us all out to Amsterdam. For
Yeah,
the
by the-
evening. By the time you
by the time you
listen to this,
you
we would
listen to
already
this.
come back, and we'd already be killed out there.
We're- They're not going to take us out there and execute us.
And why would
That'll be
they?
fine.
Yeah.
You never
Yeah,
know.
so we're going to Amsterdam.
Yesterday we're going to Amsterdam yesterday.
We were.
Time travel.
My mind's gonna melt if I try and.
we did or did not
We
enjoy.
We have been to
ourselves.
Amsterdam, even though we haven't
Yeah.
been yet.
We will going to Amsterdam today morning.
My nose
To
is
play
bleeding.
around with 3DS and have a look at all the exciting stuff, just like Jonathan Ross.
Yep.
Amsterdam. I would have it if there was a mistake and they actually sent us to Amsterdam and there's just loads of hamsters running the show.
A lot of hamsters blocking a river.
Exactly.
Very good. Amsterdam there. Brilliant. Never
brilliant.
thought,
Wordplay.
never thought that would happen
Great
in a
to get lost in
podcast.
Can we
Amsterdam.
cut that joke out, please?
Is it?
No,
Have you been?
that's staying in.
Tom's been to Amsterdam. He could have given us pointers.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've been.
It's really easy to get lost if you think your hotel's by a bit of water.
Yeah.
There's lots.
You think
of
it's all
waters.
right? It's
Yeah.
by the canal.
Yeah.
It's by that bike.
There's loads of them. This
And they
is
all look
trickier
the
than I
same.
had
Yeah.
anticipated. Yeah. So that's going to happen. Went off
yes,
a bit of a tangent there.
Yes, we've got that. The episode tomorrow. I went to spend the morning with the.
Yeah, which will be what? The date on Friday will be
21st.
21st?
No, 22nd.
22nd
of January.
January 2011. 80.
Yeah, it's episode 30. So somehow we got to 30 episodes. So
It's actually 21st.
is it the 21st?
Yeah.
Okay, 21st confirmed.
Friday.
Yeah, we went over. I just went over and spent the morning with the beautiful fellas at Curve Studios, and they taught
Yep.
me through how the making of Hydro Venture, which is just an amazing game.
Yeah.
Came out on WiiWare.
One of the games of the year.
Yeah, and it came out on like the 27th or something. Christmas Eve, I think it came
24th,
on. Yeah.
Yeah. Highly
so
recommended.
I got that, and then coming up later, then I'm not sure if it'll be
Following week,
Yeah, the following week
on the 28th,
on the 28th.
it's going to be our 3DS special.
All this time traveling stuff has really done my head in. But the week after that, which should be coming up we're going to be doing a Kirby special.
Yep.
In which Steve Hogarty.
So that is the 4th of February. It is.
We're
I'm looking at a
we're
calendar.
filming it that week, but it's not going
Right.
to come out until the
Oh, I
release
see.
date. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Mr. Hogarty will be learning to knit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to go spend an evening with Stitch LDN,
Yeah.
London's premier knitting ladies
I hope you're
and
not
men,
going to.
possibly.
I hope you're not going to stitch me up, Gav.
Oh!
Someone else do it now. I don't want Steve to do it anymore.
I'm thoroughly gutted. I'm missing out on that one.
Well, we can all go down.
No, that's okay. It's okay. I don't know why Steve's thunder.
I'll pop
He can
down.
do it.
I think we should all go
Bit of
down.
knitting.
Yeah.
Knit
'Cause,
one, pearl
good.
one.
the lady who's doing the pattern for us says she's going to make it idiot proof.
Yeah.
Which is
Perfect.
Lucky as we happen to be idiots.
We should have a night out of Fabric as well. Oh,
Whoa!
That's poor.
You knit a Kirby
dear.
hat. What are you going to knit?
A Kirby,
Kirby.
a little Kirby doll thing.
brilliant!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will it
Can
be
I have
hard?
it?
Let's see how that
Felt.
goes.
Sounds
It's going to be amazing.
Epic.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, that's coming up. As well
Awesome.
as some other lovely stuff. So,
Yeah.
yes, keep watching Nintendo TV on your Wii's Nintendo channel every Friday for free.
yeah,
If you haven't downloaded the Nintendo channel yet, then you're an idiot, but don't worry. You
Yeah.
can download for free from the Wii shop.
yeah. Awesome. Okay, so that brings us to the thrilling conclusion
Yeah.
of this month's O&M podcast.
That
If-
website.
Oh, my
what?
Tom's
Do you
website.
want to talk about
I've got a
tomswebsite.com?
website roundup on here.
Have you?
This bit of paper.
What do you want to talk
Oh,
about,
yeah.
Tom?
I want to say, if you are listening to this on Thursday,
Oh,
is that right?
What is this?
Am I,
This is a mind
This is why
melt.
we're giving away the
20th.
sonic screwdriver
on the 20th,
because
and
we're sick
you're
of time
not,
travel.
and you haven't been to the website on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Go there today, and you'll see all the 3DS stuff from the
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam preview event, and
More 3DS news than you can shake a
Yes.
stick at.
As long as you shake it in 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
So-
Coming right at you.
What's this, a stick? Out of my way, stick. I've got
And-
news to tend to.
yes, thanks.
Thanks.
And in the build-up to the release of Black and White, we will be presumably revealing more names
Yeah.
and other
they love
more
those names.
details.
A lot more to come.
Not more English names. Yeah, well, there are 150.
What are your favourite
Pokemon.
names so far?
Gothic Tale. It's a goth.
Yeah.
Gothitail.
It's
Yeah.
a goth.
Yeah.
I like,
Awesome.
What's the aviary one?
I don't like that.
Braviary.
Bravery.
That's pretty good.
Braviary.
I like
No,
A brave
but-
bird.
Yeah.
That's,
not- it's
that's
not-
good. I
If it
think
was-
it's clever how they name them.
If it was an aviary, a
Yeah.
brave aviary, that would be different. It's not. It's not. It's a bird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not the bird's home.
But
Are you
aviary.
suggesting an entire
Aviation.
aviation
Yeah.
is one Pokemon?
They've got a coffin, so they
Yeah.
could have an entire aviary.
That would be
Walking
amazing.
around with arms and legs. They've got a coffin with arms and legs.
There's already a Pokemon called Coffin, though.
Yeah, that's
Coughing.
it.
Coughing.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's another one. Yeah.
Is there?
There
Yeah.
you go.
Coffee.
Cripes.
I'm going to read it out if I can pronounce it. Cophagrigus.
Pythagoras.
Yeah.
As you do.
Cripes. So more Pokemon to come. And they're all new, aren't they?
Yeah, 150 of them.
Yep.
So
So what are they doing with the old ones? Just put them out?
they're when you play the game, you
They've all gone to a farm upstate.
yes. When you play the through the game, I think you can only catch the 150 new Pokemon in the story.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
after you finish that, you'd probably be able to find the others
Then when you go to White Forest
somewhere.
and Black,
Yeah,
Some-
you'll find your
Okay.
Pidgeys
Grass.
there.
your Ratatas and your Seals.
Do you want to continue? There's lots.
There
You could
are
go.
lots.
You could.
I could round them all off.
The
But
podcast could last all afternoon.
Kangaskhan,
Krabby.
Yeah.
Infernape.
Ditto.
Jinx.
Psyduck's the best.
Just naming Pokemon.
don't remember.
I've got one called Sudowoodo.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
he's
brilliant.
awesome.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is quite handy. Yeah.
I don't know anything about
just naming
Pokemon,
Pokemon there.
Yeah.
Well,
Watch out
you
for
need to
him.
get into it. That's the next for
Yeah.
Black and White. You should get
I'll
into
have
it.
to, yeah.
You need to
Well,
watch out for Sudowoodo
I've-
because his bark's worse than his bite. Oh, I bet he's made of wood.
I've been inspired by your conversion.
Yeah. I think you should do it.
Getting
You should get into it, and then we'll test you at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make
So
Neil and Gav battle each other.
what kind of Pokemon is?
I played
you know.
I played Blue when I was younger. But then someone gave me, I think it was like wherever the one came after that, and I was like, this is the exact same game. How can they get away with this?
Well, they have successfully.
And the new one's out soon.
It's very good. I'm
Yeah.
very excited.
What is there anything else you need to be converted to? Anyone? I'm Final Fantasy. I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're awesome. I got a little bit excited playing Kingdom Hearts Recoded.
Yeah.
When you see the Final Fantasy characters. I never played a Kingdom Hearts game before. So when I played that, seeing those guys was quite exciting. Even though the game isn't that exciting.
I never played Advance Wars, but I've got no
that's
inclination
awesome.
to
Brilliant.
play Advance Wars.
I've never played Monster Hunter, so I might
Yeah.
subscribe to O&M to get my free
Oh.
copy.
It's a great idea, Steve.
Don't bother Steve, get it for free.
I think more people should do that. Really.
Yeah. You'd be
so-
stupid not to.
So yeah,
Literally.
pop on the internet, subscribe to O&M. And then if you have any further topics you want us to discuss, email us at onm@futurenet.com to get into the next podcast. If you could very kindly call it podcast question, we'll be able to filter out that email from the zillions we get every day.
Mountains of emails.
Yeah. So issue 65 is out now, £3.99. Check out Tom's website, www.officialnintendomagazine.co.uk. We're on Twitter as ONM_UK, and we're on Facebook. Just put in facebook.com/official Nintendo magazine. We've got a YouTube channel as well, haven't we? We never mentioned that. It's youtube.com official Nintendo mag, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can watch us larking about in the park with some ducks.
Yeah, that's my favourite. My favouriteest video ever.
Yeah.
I was laughing when I saw that because obviously I was back in Scotland and I was sitting watching saying, I've been gone a week and this is what they're reduced to.
Having amazing fun.
Skylarking.
We're going to do another larking about video this afternoon.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do that.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, and speak to you next month. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.